What's going on, guys? It's Alex at Tech. We are finally back with brand new phones. It feels like so long since we've had a new phone on this channel, but we have two Apple SE 2020s or second generation Apple iPhones. These are basically a refresh of the iPhone 8 with last year's flagship specs. I'm really excited to take a look at these because I love small phones. I haven't been able to say that in a while because we don't have any small phones coming out, but we finally have these two. So these two phones are $399, the lowest end model because they're 64 gigabytes each. We have the white one and the red one. The boxes look very similar to what you would come to expect from Apple, very clean based off of their colors here. Very nice stuff. Let's cut these open. Oh, actually, we don't need to cut these open. We can just pull it. I also like the product red. I think the product red is the money actually goes towards COVID-19 right now. So maybe you want to buy a product red. They do look nice. And then here is the white one. We'll take a look at the case in a second after we unbox these two. There we go, designed by Apple in California. And it's a nice touch that they have the color tabs too with the phone. So we got our SIM tool, and we also have our Apple logo stickers, and it should be exactly the same for the red one here. So we have the red one. Ooh, I really like the product red. I've always liked product red. So here are the phones. Two Apple iPhone SEs, or you would not be judged if you mistook these for iPhone 8s because they do look just like the iPhone 8s. Wow, look at that. Okay, so this is the product red color. It says product red here with the Apple logo, single camera in the back with the flash, and then we do have a return of Touch ID, which I did miss dearly when I got the iPhone XR last year to review. Here is the white one, and I do like the shiny white color. I was a little afraid this might be kind of like matte, but it does have a nice little shine to it. Very pretty phone. It does have the aluminum frame that we've come to love in the classic iPhone designs. Wow, we're already calling these classic, but we have white antenna lines here. Power button on one side with the SIM tray on the other side, and we also have volume rockers over here, and of course our notification slider. On the bottom, we do not have USB-C port, unfortunately. This is still a Lightning port, and then just the Apple logo here, no color logo on the bottom, same one camera on this. So let's set this over here, peel this one off too. Ooh, I just love unboxing Apple products. The way they wrap the wrapper is so nice and convenient. But yeah, as you can see here, same exact thing as the white one, just with the product red there. Yeah, Apple logo there. Nice clean phone. I love the size. Like, check out the size, guys. Like, we have not had a phone this easy to hold in quite a long time. I can't believe we're saying this, but 4.7-inch screen is considered really small now. This is the iPhone SE size. Man, I can't even believe we had that 4.0, that 4-inch screen one, iPhone SE in 2016. So yeah, here we go. That's the phone right there. Set them aside. Of course, they give you wired headphones here, standard with our charging brick, USB-A to Lightning port right there. So we have that in both of them. So let's put these aside. Here's the case there. Let's pop this baby out. Nice padding inside, very minimalistic and clean. And you should be able to just slide on your phone. Of course, you don't have to match with the color, but I do kind of like how the red sticks out here. There's an Apple logo, very nice and soft. I love these Apple leather cases. They're a little expensive, but you know what? If you're going to buy an Apple product, you are most likely going to spend a little more money on the accessories as well. So nice look here. I do like it. Let's power on these phones, by the way, and move on. All right, here is the iPhone SE all ready to go. I'm just going to call it the SE for now. It is the SE2 or 2020, of course. As you can tell, it doesn't look like the iPhone SE, the original. It looks exactly like a carbon fiber copy of the iPhone 8 because it basically is one. On the back here, we have a 12 megapixel f1.8 sensor. So one single camera here. I think it should be okay. We had a single camera on the iPhone XR and it takes relatively good photos, especially for $399. I'm not going to complain about one camera. So it's downloading the rest of my apps from my iPad. I actually have, I don't have a backup of my iPhone for quite a long time. So this is basically a fresh install of iOS. And we have a A13 Bionic chip, which is the same as the iPhone 11. So you're basically getting flagship Android, so we are essentially getting flagship Apple specs for their iOS system from last year. And that's basically the current one because we don't have a brand new iPhone. There's no iPhone 12 yet. So this is the top of the line fastest chip from Apple for their mobile phones. And that is awesome. Once again, 64 gigabytes for this particular model. You can upgrade $50 more for 128 gigabytes, and you can also go get higher for 256. But since I probably won't be on iOS for too long, probably a few months here and there. 64 is plenty enough for me, especially with cloud storage. 4.7-inch display. So this is a display we are very familiar with the iPhone 7, with the iPhone 8. I love this display size. Your finger, your thumb can reach almost all the way across the screen. It just feels so different to hold this phone compared to something like my Galaxy Note 10, which I have been on for, oh my gosh, it's been longer than I've had a phone for quite a long time with the Note 10. But look at the size difference there between the Note 10 and the iPhone SE. So there we go. I am so glad to be back on a smaller phone. The display, however, is a 1334 by 750 display. So once again, we don't have 1080p here because it is a 4.7-inch display. Apple tends to go with this display aspect ratio. We also don't have like that ultra wide aspect ratio as well. It's a very standard aspect ratio. So very standard phone here from Apple, 16:9 aspect ratio. The front camera is a 7 megapixel f2.0 camera, and that's the selfie camera. So you know, it is what it is. We can also shoot 4K up to 60 frames per second, and it is a water-resistant phone at IP67, so there is water resistance here, which is good. Battery life, we will have to check once we get the phone running and testing this thing out in our full review. I'll definitely let you guys know what my battery life is. But I'm expecting relatively good battery life. Apple has not disappointed me in recent years for battery life. Now, this also does have Qi charging, so that is great, especially because I don't like carrying lightning cables, especially since everything I have now is USB-C, including for the iPad and the MacBook Pro. So it is kind of annoying that we have a lightning cable here. So Qi charging will definitely help that because I just plopped this on a Qi charger. So one thing about these iPhone SEs that I am very excited about is the return of the Touch ID sensor, the fingerprint scanner. So right here, you just tap on it just like you would on the old iPhones. It works. It was perfection by the time Apple stopped using it for Face ID. And Face ID, while Apple's version of Face ID is really good, there were certain scenarios that I just, it didn't work too well for me. So here, for example, this finger is not registered, it doesn't work. Look how quick that is. That is great. I always loved Touch ID. And of course, this thing is light. It's not that heavy at all. It's 5.22 ounces. So this is a very light phone, especially considering I had the Galaxy Z Flip and some other phones recently, and those are really heavy phones. And this thing is minuscule and very light. In fact, even without a case, this thing is ridiculously light. So yeah, here are the two phones. These are two of the colors that we have. You can also get it in that black color, but I think these are nice. I like the reflectiveness of the color. I don't really necessarily like the matte color that Apple kind of gives off, but I'm glad they went with like a reflective color here. Very clean phones for $399. I mean, how can you even complain? I mean, you're getting flagship specs from Apple, and they've always done a terrific job with the software hardware integration, and I don't even really need to go too much into this right now because I expect plenty of the same. But for now, we're going to end this video here. Just a quick look at the iPhone SE. We're going to have a full review coming out pretty soon, but this is just what it looks like. It's an iPhone 8, just like how we thought it would be, with updated specs. So until we actually play around with it and actually see How it performs in everyday life, we can't really make a comment about anything else. It's basically an iPhone 8 with updated specs. I'm Alex with Tech. Be sure to come back. We're going to have a full review of this phone very soon. I'll let you guys know my full thoughts, and I will see you guys then.
And that's it. Be sure to subscribe here. Hit the bell button so you don't miss any of our videos. And check out our other videos right here. Until next time.